Hello, Maria Angelina, and welcome to Sound of Your Soul podcast. And you have an exciting retreat coming up.
Hi, Quiva. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
Yes, as you know, I teach yoga and organize wellness events, but I always feel that when people book themselves on a retreat, they get so much more out of it because it's really about stepping away from your daily life
Okay,
and literally giving yourself breathing time.
okay,
So there's a few options, obviously, for very busy people. Sometimes even just booking a 1 day retreat can be an option, where you literally for a whole day you can go inwards.
okay,
So everything I do is very experiential. So the day retreat would usually combine some free flowing to movement, some orasoma, some deep meditation, usually a shamanic sound bath, which would include the shamanic drum, but also Tibetan bowls and bells and rattles and gong, etc., to help people to relax completely. And also creative expression. So what I call creative expression is that I put a lot of, papers, coloring markers or crayons, pens,
yeah,
and lots of images as well. So people can either make a collage with pictures and words, or they can write, or they can draw. And it's a way of accessing your subconscious mind, is one way. Or it can be about doing a vision board and putting what you are going to manifest. And this is a powerful time of the year. As you know, we've just literally yesterday had Bridget's Day, and it's a very powerful day because it's also Imbolc, the first day of spring,
yes,
when nature is waking up and we are waking up, and we can plant the seed of what it is that we want to bring into fruition.
okay,
And taking time out is a really great way to do that. And that can be at any time of the year, by the way, because some people might view your video, your podcast, in June or July or, some other time. A day retreat doesn't have to be just for Imbolc. It can be any time of the year. And often when people come out of a day retreat, they feel that they've really switched off,
okay,
that they've really gone inwards and they've got so much more that they would get just going from a weekly class because they've
okay,
really stepped away from everything.
okay. And what would, like, if a person wasn't sure to go on your retreat, how would you, what would you say to that person?
I always advise people to follow their intuition
Mm,
because that's how I myself do a lot of things. So sometimes it feels like it's what you want to go, but then your mind might make excuses why not. Um, but if your heart and soul is saying, give it a go, sometimes it's about let go of whatever
mm,
anxiety you might have about trying something new and just let yourself come in and relax. And I tailor my teaching to wherever people are at, so people will never be completely out of their depth
yeah,
because I usually work with small enough groups so that I can give each man, woman, my full attention.
yes, very good. And what about it's is it a 6 week, it's not six, it's 6 days.
6 weeks. I haven't done that yet, Quiva.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm organizing a 6 day retreat
Okay.
in Portugal.
Mm,
And for many years, I took people to the south of Portugal, to the Algarve,
very
which is beautiful with long sandy beach, etc. But the venue that I was using is no longer available. And last year, I found a completely new area of Portugal that I was less familiar with. So instead of going the Algarve, you fly to Porto, and then you go just over an hour south of Porto,
yeah,
in the countryside this time.
very nice.
So you really, it's an ideal retreat space because you're right in the middle of nature.
Yeah.
There's beautiful walks to be had. There are waterfalls, and the place where we're going this year, our host is a herbalist, so she grows all her own vegetables and all medicinal herbs, and she's actually going to show us how to make what she calls a salve, which is a little remedy that we can take home with us afterwards. She's also going to explain about various herbs that grow in a garden, what they're good for. And she's also a Qigong master, so one of the days she's going to treat us to a short Qigong session as well.
Very nice.
So, where with me, they will have 2 hours every morning and every evening of wellness session, which would be working our way through the chakra system. So we start with the grounding, with the root chakra, and we work our way towards the crown chakra on one of the last days. And we always work with colors, with movement, with voice, and then, as I said, creative expression as well. So we bring all the elements to do with that chakra. And it's a way of rebalancing your chakra. It can also be about freeing the blocks that can be in one or several chakras. And again, because you immerse yourself for a full week, really, because we're going to fly off on a Friday night and then we finish on a Thursday afternoon. So it really is a full week. And then people may prolong their stay by visiting Porto afterwards, which is a lovely town, and it has beautiful beaches. And because where we are is not on the beach, I'm organizing midway to the retreat to actually go on the most magnificent beach place. It's about 40 minutes drive, but we'll go there for the day. We'll do yoga on the beach, and then we go and take a bit of free time in the beautiful village. They call it the Venice of Portugal.
Venice of Portugal. Very
So
nice.
it's very scenic and beautiful. And June is usually a good time to go to Portugal. In my experience over the years, the weather is usually good. There's plenty of daylight. The days are long. But for people with an Irish skin, it's not as it's not as hot and not as crowded as going in July or August.
Right, very
You
cool.
know, so it's usually the best time, I think, to go.
That's very good.
Yes.
And can
So
you,
very much looking forward to return to that area. So it's
yes. And can you tell me, I see that you have cacao on as well. Is that
okay. So now we're going back to the day retreats.
yes,
So obviously, because when I go to Portugal, I travel light. I travel just with the 10 kilo carry-on luggage. So I'm
yes,
not going to take too much with me.
oh,
I will take my orosoma, some of my orosoma with me, and that's already taking
yes.
a lot of space and a lot of liquid allowance as well.
Oh my,
But for the day retreat here, we will have the cacao
yes,
before the sound baths. So
wow.
that will help people to actually just relax even a little bit more. And it's, we will make sure that it is dairy free because a lot of people these days are dairy free.
And what is cacao? What does that actually do for you?
So the cacao is a pure, like it's the pure cacao from the plant. So it's very different from, say, the kind of chocolate you buy in the shops. It would be very pure. And I suppose, first of all, it's a ceremony. So we actually really, we take our time. We're not just gulping it down. We take our time to honor,
Okay.
you know, what we're doing. But also, it has property of really opening your heart chakra.
Oh, very good, very good.
And the next day workshop we're doing is the Valentine weekend.
Very good.
So it's the day after Valentine Day, 15th of February.
Yes.
And so we're working with the energy of love, but not what I call not the hallmark love, not the romantic love,
Right.
more like the unconditional love or divine love or self-love.
Wow.
And so opening our heart, because a lot of the time we have been hurt by life or by other humans,
Yeah.
and and it's a natural reflex that we protect our heart.
Yes.
And sometimes we protect it a bit too much, that we're not as open as we would have been as children.
Yes.
And so in a safe place amongst a small group of like-minded people and in a space that held gently, in this case by myself, you
Yes.
know, you can allow yourself to let your heart open a little.
It's very good.
And even if it's just to be able to give that love to yourself.
Yes. Very good.
And I think, to be honest, that is the most important thing. If we can't love ourselves, how can we truly love anybody else?
Exactly. I
You
agree.
know, it starts with And yes, there are things about ourselves that we don't like. Maybe we've made mistakes in our life. We're not perfect, none of us are.
Exactly.
And it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. It's okay to be not the size that you would like to be. Maybe we too thin, or we have a few pounds too many, or maybe our face looks slightly older than we would love it to be. But we are still lovable.
Yeah,
And it's more about the inside, isn't it?
it is. It's more
To
about
me, a
your
beautiful
side.
a beautiful man or woman is someone who is beautiful on the inside.
Yes, I agree. I think that's a very, very good point that you brought up, like because everyone has, their glitches about their body and the glitches about their how old they're going to be and you know, I'm not going to be young anymore or oh, all this. It's like you have to embrace all yourself to come into loving yourself more. So I think that's amazing, amazing.
I think that as I get older, obviously, like everybody else, day by day, I also become less self-conscious.
Hmm.
As a teenager and young woman,
Yes.
we want to be loved and appreciated. And then come a day when we realize you will never be loved and appreciated by everybody. There will
No.
be people who would really love and appreciate you and some won't.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, the one man or woman you're stuck with for the rest of your life is yourself.
it's
People will
exactly.
come and go in your life. Job will come
Yes,
and go. Relationship
yes,
will come and go.
yes,
Friends will come and go.
yes. I agree.
But if you can't be comfortable with yourself, life is going to be difficult.
I agree because we come into this world with nothing and we leave with nothing because all these materialist things that we have are nothing because when we die we have nothing because when we come in like we all these material cars, houses, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to be anything. They're not going to be here when you pass over. So it's just to accept who you are right now in the present moment in the present time, and that's it. Yeah.
And the other thing as well is that I think that for a majority of people,
Mm.
j- job takes a huge amount of time and
Yes.
energy. And then if they have other obligations, maybe older parents or children or anyone else, I find that the majority of people don't have enough time to play.
Yes.
And so on those retreats, whether it's a day retreat or a week-long retreat, there is a sense of lightness and playfulness that we also bring in because it's so important. Children play.
Yes.
And we have become far too serious. We take ourselves far too seriously. And to allow ourselves to play again,
Yes.
we allow ourselves not to be perfect. We allow ourselves to explore and to really just be comfortable with whatever is going on, in a nice, nurturing way.
Yes. I love it. I love all this. I love like this Valentine's and how you're speaking about it. And it's actually very powerful what you're saying. And I think a lot of people should recognize this because it is so true what you were saying. So, open, so honest and everything like that. And I think it's amazing. Yeah, for you to say
I
that.
do believe that stress is probably the main cause of people
Yeah.
disharmony within themselves, whether it's physical, emotional, mental. And I do believe that a lot of people have forgotten how to naturally de-stress. For me, like a walk in nature,
Mhm.
dancing, singing, and just allowing myself to be creative
Yes.
are the best medicine in the world, you know?
Yes.
And so that's why we're going to offer all of this.
That's very good.
Just allow ourselves to be curious, allowing ourselves to play, allowing ourselves not to take ourselves too seriously, and at the same time, teaching people new tools that they can take home with them,
Yes.
that they can then use themselves. And the vision boarding is very important as well. And it's not about saying, I'm definitely going to do this with my life, but it's planting a seed.
Yeah, it's planting a
And,
seed.
like when you plant a seed, I suppose you make that intention this is, I'm planting a tomato or plant
Exactly.
or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And in this case, what is that you want to plant? Maybe it's a project that you've been putting on the back burner, a dream that you used to have that you put away. Or maybe it's something very simple that may be about deciding that you're going to be kinder to yourself, more loving to yourself, or that you're going to take more time for you each day. There's so many things that you can decide. And then once you've planted a seed, that's the beginning. Of course, then you need to, when you have a plant, you need to look after the plant. You need to
Yeah.
water your plant and not overwater it neither. But, it's the same. You plant a seed, that's the beginning.
Yeah. You,
But then, so you've put that intention and then use the tools, and some tools that I share, or some tools maybe you already had yourself,
yeah.
to nurture that seed that you planted and to let it blossom.
Yes.
And then, it's always so beautiful. I've worked with so many people over so many years, and I love it when I see them blossoming and
Yes.
doing all sort of things that they wouldn't have dreamt of doing when I first met them,
Exactly.
because they had a blockage.
And they're blossoming
So
and they're growing and they're, achieving what they wanted to achieve in life. And even through like, if they didn't want to, they did it because they showed up for who they were instead of who they weren't. So yeah, I think that's a very, very, very good um thing to do. Yes. Lovely.
yes, I think that to be able to let go of our self limitations is
Yes.
so important, because it's like we have blinkers and we just see what's
Yeah.
in front of our nose, but actually there's so much more. And if we allow ourselves to, again, we go back to opening, to allow ourselves to be open, that maybe what we want is not what we need, first and foremost.
Yes.
But at the same time, we can dream. So I'm not really contradicting myself here. It's like, I have a dream. This is what I would like to happen, but I'm going to leave the details of it to the universe.
Yes.
So, and the universe often has a better idea than I have
I
myself.
know. Very good. Oh wow. I think your retreat is going to be like packed full of like joy and ambience and everything. And especially in Portugal because the sun is going to be so good and the beach is going to be so sunny and it's going to be breathtaking. I think it's amazing. And what else could anyone discover on your retreat in Portugal, on your reset retreat in Portugal?
What could I discover?
Yes.
Um, I think, well, the other thing as well is sometimes it's a way to make friends, because you're going to spend a whole week with like-minded people.
Mhm.
And so you might go there as a solo traveler, you're on your own and you decide, I'm going to take a plunge and I'm going to do this. And then you go there and within the group, you strike a friendship with somebody.
Yes, yes,
And at least you have time to really get to know somebody over a few days
yes.
in a meaningful way.
I think that's
And, like most of my clients are return clients or word of mouth.
very
You
good.
know, I find that the majority of people would either have come to me themselves, or maybe their friend or family member came and they enjoyed it. So, for example, this year I already have a few people booked in, and there were some that were there last year and they really enjoyed it so much they've booked it again. You see, the same on the day retreat. There would be people who've done a previous day retreat and they enjoyed it so much, they got so much out of it that they decide they're going to do the next one again. So there's always a group of people that quite mixed. There would be people that have done similar thing before and some that are completely new. Age as well. There could be people in their early 30s and people in their late 60s, all in the same group. Some people with different level of ability physically, for example, and yet it's fine because everybody get on, because we connect from a deeper place within ourselves. We connect from the inside.
Very
So
good.
you can have age and all that doesn't make any difference. Even backgrounds doesn't make any difference, because
Um,
we're all in the same
yeah,
same environment,
very good.
experiencing from that place inside ourselves.
And
And of course, time to relax. It's not a boot camp. It's a holiday. So you have time in between the sessions to go on your own little walk or swim in the natural pool
yes,
or just relax in the lounger or in the hammock.
yeah,
So
that's very
that's
interesting.
for the 6 day retreat, obviously. The day retreat, the I suppose the social aspect would be as well. We'll have a break, because it's a whole day. So we'll have a tea break and we'll have a lunch break. And
And what,
usually what we do for the day retreat is people bring what we call a potluck meal. So we put it all together
yes,
and it gives variety of food then,
very good. And
So
what do you think?
we always eat well. Whether it's a day retreat or 6 day retreat,
Oh
we
my
always
God.
feel very well nourished.
That's very good. That's actually very cool. But what makes people want to actually go? What makes people want, what makes people drive for it? What makes people go, yes, I want to do that? What does that make? What makes people
Well,
just
it might be different for everyone, but like for myself, for example, if I decide I want to go somewhere, I'm not really that interested to go somewhere and just lie on the beach every day and do nothing.
yes, yes. Okay.
And at the same time, a boot camp would not necessarily suit me neither.
Yeah.
So I'm offering what I like myself in a way. So
Very
if I
good.
go somewhere and there's a structure,
Yeah.
so it could be yoga, it could be something else.
Yeah.
But then you also have free time in between that.
Yeah.
So you have the best of both worlds. You're on your own, but you're not on your own
Yeah.
because you're in a group.
Yeah.
You can take time on your own if you want,
Yes.
in your free time, or you can ask another member of the group, would you like to go for a walk with me?
Yes.
So there's a lot of freedom.
Hmm.
And at the same time, it's not like you went somewhere on your own and you know absolutely nobody. You have that choice that you can make during the free time, whether you want to find a little quiet corner just for you or whether you want to be with other members of the group during your free time.
Very good. That's it.
And also eating together, it's such a lovely place because, there's a lot of people these days don't have meals together
No.
because either they live on their own or even people in a family, they have different timetable and they all eat at different times.
Yeah.
And that act of sharing a meal together is such a beautiful thing to do. And that's where a lot of things happen actually. A lot of in-depth conversation take place over the meals.
Yes. Wow.
It's always very interesting, the
That's very
conversations at meal times.
Very good. Oh, very good. I love a retreat. I love what it involves, and it's such an amazing experience probably to go over and just see Portugal in sunny weather and the beach and yoga and the song baths, the sound baths. It's amazing. And what sort of shamanic drums would you be doing in your retreat?
So, all right. So again, it's different if I do a day retreat here in my home studio in South Dublin because I have all the instruments,
Yeah.
loads of instruments, from shamanic drum to Portuguese drum to gongs to Tibetan bowls, bells, rain stick, you name them. I
Hmm.
have a lot of them.
Yeah.
But when I go to Portugal, as I mentioned, I travel light. So we're probably not going to have a sound bath per se in Portugal
Oh,
because it
yeah.
just would be impossible to
Yeah.
transport all the
Yeah.
instrument. But on the other hand, because we're working with the chakras,
Yeah.
we're going to have the sound for each chakra. So we're going to do mantra singing.
Very
And
good.
also, where we're going this year, they have a lot of instruments there.
Yeah.
So I might actually be able to borrow some of those
Yeah.
instruments and still do
Very
something.
good.
I have to check that with our host.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll definitely do a bit of singing as well.
Yes.
It might be in the evening that after the meal, that we all decide to have a bit of a sing song, but we definitely also during the workshop themselves sing each chakra sound. And then, yes, because I think vocal expression is also a great way of releasing
Of course. Yeah.
some of the build-up tension that people have.
Yes.
I love singing. I think it's such a freeing, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, I can't sing,"
Yeah.
or "I can't do yoga," "How I can't dance." And actually, who cares? It doesn't have to be perfect.
No, it doesn't. No.
It's about freeing yourself It's
Very
not, we're not trying to win a competition here.
good.
On the
Exactly.
opposite, we're trying to let go of all our limitations and allow ourselves to be. So even, for example, in the yoga stretches, I could have in the same group a young athletic woman
Yes.
and an older one who might have a bit of arthritis or something.
Yes.
And yet I can do a session that both will enjoy.
Yes. Very good.
And it may mean that at times what I do is to give different version of the same exercise.
That's very
But
good.
also a lot of the time the things we do, everybody can do.
Exactly. There's no limitations whatsoever, ever. It's really good. And I think it's amazing how you did the not limitations on the arthritis because people can do it in a different variation, but they
Well, and
can.
that's the thing that if you have any arthritis or any other complaint that's
Yeah.
physical, movement is usually good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you don't want to overdo it, and there
No.
may be certain things you should avoid if you have certain conditions.
Sure.
But not moving at all will actually make your condition worse most of the time. So it's finding the right, it's like
Mhm.
really tuning in, and I always encourage people to feel in their own body. What is my body able to do right now?
Yes.
And to challenge yourself without going too far. As
Yes.
in,
Mm.
stretch a bit more maybe, but don't you should not experience pain. Never.
Yeah.
If there's sharp pain, then that means no.
Yes.
But if you feel that your body has stretched, well, that's great. That's a great achievement.
That's really good. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I mean, you've done this is how many retreats have you done now so far?
Oh gosh, I've lost count because
No way.
because like back in the days, it's like there's a before COVID and after COVID, isn't
Yes,
there?
yes.
And so I used to do a lot of retreats. So we always went to Portugal every single year. And then I also did some retreats here in Ireland quite regularly, in Our Lady Island, and I even went up north
Uh,
and, lots of other places as well. And I also did a few in the shamanic center but here in since this new venue, that will actually be our first year in this venue.
okay.
But I have been there last year, and as I said, I visited it, and I got a really good feel about it.
Very
And
nice.
we had a retreat in the same region last year, and it was really, it's just conducive. You don't want to do a retreat in the middle of a city.
No, you don't.
That just you want to get away from everything and
Oh,
just really allow yourself to chill completely.
yes. That is
Yeah.
amazing. And the time is nearly up now because I only got about 22 minutes left.
So the best thing to do if people are interested, and
Exactly.
is just to go on the website springintolife.ie, and on the website there is a page, you'll see it flashing on the home page, retreats, and you just click there and you'll have a lot of information about the retreat. And then also in the page itself there is also another place where you can click for even more information,
Yes, very
to
good.
give you all the details of the different type of accommodation that are available, which go from glamping all the way to luxurious.
Very good.
Um, and yes, also on the homepage, there's also always information about sound baths and about the day retreats. And so you can explore the website. And if you want to try for free, there is also a page called Resource. And on that resource page, you have free meditation, free laughter yoga, and free chair yoga. So
Very,
you get a little taste of how I work
yes.
before engaging on anything. And of course, I'm only ever a phone call or an email away. So
Okay.
people
So
can contact me and ask me all the questions
the
they
time
want.
is 4 minutes left. And thank you very much, Angelina, for expressing your true essence of Portugal and your retreat. And thank you very much. I appreciate you for coming on so much.
You're very welcome, Quiva.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And we'll put all the information on
Yes,
the link
we'll put
below.
all the information on the link. Okay. Thank you very much, Angelina.